Saturday. Et bonsoir, bonsoir Gaga, comment vas-tu? J'espère que tu as la forme. Que ton... Attends, on est... Hello girls and boys. On est mercredi, ça. J'espère que ton mercredi s'est très très bien passé. Nous ici ça va très bien. Hier on a chialé sur la fin de Plague Tale. Mais là ça va être beaucoup mieux parce qu'il n'y aura pas de mort ce soir.
If you have these instruments, get them and be ready to play them. If you don't have them, clap when an instrument plays. Ready? Let's begin.
Ah, dommage, la chanson elle est incroyable, mais je vais pas la laisser jusqu'à la fin. On va commencer direct. Alright. Et puis bon lurk à toi si tu es passé en lurk. Ou si tu es allé aux toilettes. Alors, on va avoir un petit récap du coup, vu qu'on avait fini un épisode. Enfin, je pense. Ah non. Si. Après, peut-être. Je sais pas. Je sais plus. Non, je suis là, je suis là. Ok, ça marche. Comment ça a été ta journée? Ton mercredi. On a beaucoup de livres là. Hein. Je peux pas équiper cela parce que j'ai pas assez de points. Il faut toutes les pages. C'est tellement dommage, il me manque une page. Bah tant pis. Hein. Très mal. Oh merde. Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best
Tu
of my
joues à
ability.
côté? Ok, tu joues à quoi?
Championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Si tu veux pas en parler en public, parle-moi en privé.
No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better. If you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all.
Ah,
and to
merde.
no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur
Bon,
de
écoute,
Richet.
j'espère dans tous les cas que ce que tu t'es pris la tête à ce propos, ça en valait le coup. Parce que malheureusement, des fois, ben, il n'y a pas d'autre solution que la prise de tête. Et même si c'est chiant, tant que tu as respecté tes valeurs et que ça te semblait être juste ce pourquoi tu te prenais la tête, c'est l'essentiel, à mon avis. Et puis si la personne en face veut pas le comprendre, bah... J'ai envie de te dire... c'est peut-être mieux d'aller à voir ailleurs. Mais en tout cas, je te souhaite bien du courage pour résoudre ça, si jamais c'est pas résolu. Et le plus important, c'est d'être ok avec toi-même. Far Cry nous donne... J'ai pas joué du tout au Far Cry. C'est pas du tout mon style de jeu, de ce que j'ai vu en stream. Alors, en tout cas, bonjour à toi.
But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Be careful, Mother. As if me saying that will make any difference. Knowing Mortimer, I wouldn't be surprised if he rigged his crypt with traps.
So you think the door is not enough?
Do you want to wager your other hand?
You've got a point there. We have to find that weapon.
C'est qu'il a un sens de l'humour, le petit Louis.
What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Now that you mention it, I did catch Von Wollner in the middle of an altercation with Piaggi.
What?
Von
Bon bah
Wollner
écoute,
blamed his
fais ce
enemies
ce
for
qui est le
having
mieux pour
supplied
toi,
Mortimer
Gaga, mais je te
with
souhaite
all
bien
the
du courage dans
lances
tous
in
les
the
cas.
Vatican's possession.
Si
If
tu dois te
Mortimer
barrer,
has
bah barre-toi.
all of them in his possession,
Salut
it's
Morgane,
not going
comment
to
ça
help
va?
us.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not
J'espère que t'as eu
saying
une
that
bonne journée
everything adds up, but imagine if it really did
et que t'as
exist.
bien dormi,
Very
parce
well.
que j'ai vu que tu serais de la
Now
nuit
what?
la semaine
Well, now you
prochaine.
know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take
Écoute-moi,
care
ça
of
va.
preparing our departure.
Ça va très
Hang
bien.
on. At least tell me everything
Hier
you
soir,
know
c'était
about
pas le
this
cas.
land.
But I have never
Qu'on a
seen
fini
it. There's
Plague Tale
nothing else I can
Requiem.
say, Louis. Well, you can
Mais là,
always
ça
go
va.
snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus
Ouais,
there.
tu m'étonnes, c'est trop chaud.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
Oui. Oh non, j'ai pas la conviction.
All right, we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Ouais, mais est-ce qu'on peut lui faire confiance? C'est ça le problème aussi. Donc on n'explore pas du tout cet endroit. C'est fort dommage. Ça devenait intéressant. Il y a trop de trucs. Non, bah tant mieux que t'aies fait une sieste et que tu te sois reposé.
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. Clemens III. Clément III in French. How come his tomb ended up here and not in the Vatican? This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved.
Ok, soit. Mais il collectionne des tombes, ça arrive à tout le monde. Il collectionne des tombes depuis qu'il existe, donc depuis très très longtemps, vu qu'il est très vieux, quasi immortel.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
Moi, j'ai pas très envie de le savoir. Ok. C'est quoi? C'est une dague?
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Ok, mais comment est-ce qu'on sait que c'est la bonne?
There's several spearheads. I need to find clues to pick the right one. Piaggi knows something about it for sure.
Ah ok, donc je suis vraiment obligée d'aller parler à Piaggi en premier avant de revenir ici. Ok. Je vais juste voir s'il y a des... Ah bah non, il n'avait pas vu mais c'est effondré. Et Morgane, juste une question par hasard, est-ce que tu serais pas en train de jouer à Arc? Parce que je te vois beaucoup dessus en ce moment. Alors, je vais prendre ça pour un oui, écoute. Hein. C'est prévu juste après, d'accord. Tu cherches une coque de téléphone que t'as perdue ou alors t'es en train d'en acheter une nouvelle?
Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago.
Ah, t'en
You
achètes
can
une
tell by
nouvelle.
the rough
Ok, ça
hacks of
marche.
the
Bah,
tool and
écoute.
the patina of the stone.
T'as des
This
préférences
sarcophagus is
ou
very
pas?
ancient.
Parce
I'd
que j'aime bien
say
celles
it's
qui ont
several
un petit
centuries old.
clapet derrière, comme ça tu peux poser le téléphone et tu peux regarder des films dedans. Sans rien faire, c'est parfait ça. Ah, d'accord. Kakuchiwa. Ah, est-ce que c'est de la gelée?
The remedy of the
Oui.
gods.
Ah.
This sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's
Maman.
also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek, Sargon.
Ok, d'accord. Sur Demon Slayer, ça m'étonne parce que pourtant Demon Slayer c'est ultra populaire. Ça m'étonne que personne ait fait un design ou ait pensé à faire un design de Demon Slayer. Tu regardes sur quel site? Parce que des fois t'en as des belles sur... comment ça s'appelle le truc où les gens font leur propre design. Oh, j'ai oublié le nom de ce site. C'est un site où les gens vendent leur art dessus, n'importe quelle forme d'art, y compris les coques de téléphone. Ah, ils te plaisent pas, ok. Etsy, voilà, merci. J'ai eu un gros trou, je trouvais plus le nom. Ouais, ok, il y a 150 millions de lances. Donc faut vraiment que je parle à Piaggi.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Ah! D'accord.
Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
Non, on sait que c'est lui.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears
Ah
to
merde,
bear
j'ai
the
déjà fait
Mortimer
le...
family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
Attends, j'espère qu'il est pas dedans.
Let's see what we can find here.
Oh, allez, je vais tenter de l'ouvrir.
It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
C'est tout? Pardon, mais t'as réussi à l'ouvrir, frérot. Hein.
The sarcophagus of Lord
Ok,
Mortimer.
non, c'est un bug graphique. Ça marche. Bah écoute, je vais voir si tu trouves quelque chose. Parce que c'est vrai qu'il y a beaucoup de gens aussi qui ont des designs full metal ou Itachi. Donc après, pour reconnaître ta coque, parce que t'as un iPhone. T'as un iPhone, il me semble, comme téléphone. Donc ça fait doublement un truc commun, quoi. Ce qui est pas forcément ouf. Alors, par où je sors? Par là? Non, ok. Par ici peut-être. Ouais. Oh là là, waouh, 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 waouh. La TP qu'il y a eu là. C'est parti. Bon, donc faut que j'aille voir Piaggi. Ok. Bon, on va essayer de savoir c'est quoi la particularité des lances. Ça pourrait pas être très compliqué. Alors, où est-ce qu'il est? Est-ce qu'il est pas déjà là? Ça me faciliterait la tâche. Non. Non, non, non. Non, ok. Alors. La sortie c'est par là, je crois. Morgane qui cherche une coque de téléphone, bien sûr. Je vais mettre ça dans le dos. J'ai mal au dos en ce moment. J'ai dû me bouger, froisser un muscle, un truc dans le genre. Oui, oui, t'inquiète, pas de soucis, Gaga, hein, profite, hein. Profite de Far Cry. Sur ton PC ultra puissant. Je rage à peine. Je suis venue par où? Ah, merci pour ce code promo incroyable. Franchement, allez tous acheter une coque Rhino Shield de chez Gaga. Grâce à son code promo d'influenceur PC spécialiste là. Il vous fera économiser énormément d'argent. Ah oui, il l'a tellement demandé. Hein. Ah non, tu parlais pour les étirements? J'avais pas demandé, mais merci effectivement. Mais il va falloir que je trouve des étirements où je me suce pas le corps, je pense. Parce que, à mon avis, c'est le seul truc qui réglera. Parce que ça fait un moment que je traîne ce mal de dos et j'ai beau m'étirer beaucoup, il part pas trop. Ah, ça c'était mon coup. Mais Rhino Shield, c'est pas genre les coques ultra puissantes et tout? Non mais t'as bien fait, Gaga, mais moi j'ai pas fait la connexion. J'ai juste expliqué. Ouais, bah moi je craque énormément, hein, vous savez. Et encore, là j'étire pas les jambes, mais les cuisses... les cuisses aussi, elles craquent bien. Et encore là, les épaules, le fait de jeûner, en fait, ça m'a un petit peu rétabli mon épaule, là. Ça fait du bien. Elle craque moins qu'avant. Si, mais bon, tu peux quand même éclater. Ah, ça parle d'expérience, apparemment. Je sais pas, j'ai jamais pris Rhino Shield, moi j'ai pris à chaque fois des coques sur internet. Celle-là, je crois que je l'ai eu à les 15 € sur Amazon. Ça fait le café en soi. Hein. Merci Gaga. Pour les étirements. Et puis de toute façon, avec ma chance, J'avais pris une coque sur... il y a très très longtemps, j'avais un ancien iPhone 4S de mon père. Il a fait une chute de 3 étages. Aucun problème. Il est tombé de ma poche alors que j'étais assise sur un canapé. Il s'est explosé la vitre, même avec la coque et avec la protection. Donc bon. C'est ce que j'ai actuellement et elle fait le taf, mais pour le prix que ça coûte, ça vaut pas le coup du tout, je trouve. Ah ouais? Parce que ça coûte cher? Ça coûte combien? Bah, Rhino Shield te permet de casser des murs en utilise. Ouais, c'est full construction en fait. Rhino Shield, c'est ce qu'il y a dans vos bâtisses qui leur permettent de tenir debout. C'est pour ça que ça construit énormément avec ça dans les pays du tiers-monde. Parce que c'est très 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 solide. Hop. Je sais même pas pourquoi je cherche ici, il est pas là. Normalement cette salle est toujours vide sauf quand il y a un coloc. Mais c'est partout... C'est par où la sortie? Par là je pense. C'est quelle salle? Ah oui, c'est la salle du tout début ça, on n'y est jamais retourné. C'est ça. La coque à 3 € avec une vitre en plastique.
Great, honey.
Le truc vraiment B à bas, juste pour dire que t'as une coque, quoi. C'est quoi ça? Je peux pas le ramasser? C'est bizarre. Bah, je sais pas, enfin, ça veut dire quoi, cher? C'est genre 60 €? 60 € une coque, ouais, c'est cher. Hein. Moi, j'ai quand même la vitre en verre. Mais au Nord, ils offrent toujours une vitre en verre de départ. Et le téléphone que j'avais acheté, il y en avait 2 d'offertes. C'était une promotion, il y avait deux vitres d'offert en plus. Donc voilà. Emballé, c'est pesé. C'est qui ça? Non, c'est Washington, on s'en va steak. Je veux PAG. « 40 €, c'est quand même un peu cher. Hein. C'est quand même un peu cher. Ah, pour le moment, en 3 ans, mon téléphone a gagné. Oui, mais tu vas voir, Gaga. Il y a un moment, tu vas avoir une micro-chute de rien du tout. Et en fait, t'avais les fragilités des chutes d'avant qui vont exploser. Et ton téléphone, il va prendre cher. J'espère que ça ne t'arrivera pas. Mais souvent, c'est ce qui arrive. Le petit verre trempé, ouais, ça marche de fou. Même là, truc tout con. Et moi, il est pas beaucoup tombé celui-là, mais je suis allée avec à la plage pendant 3 semaines aux Canaries. Et le sable dessus, en fait, ça a fait des... Bon, ça se voit pas à la caméra, je pense, mais ça a fait des petites marques, des petites griffures, quoi. Donc, je vais pas le changer pour ça, bien sûr. J'attendrai qu'il soit vraiment fissuré, mais... Heureusement que c'est là-dessus et pas sur le vrai écran, quoi. Non, 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 moi j'espère rien de mal pour les gens. Je ne suis que paix et amour. Et souffrance de temps en temps. Et colère aussi de temps en temps. Mais pas envers les gens. Pas envers Gaga. Non, non, on évite. Surtout quand les gens ont passé une mauvaise journée. Pourquoi se comporter comme une connasse? Ah, bah tiens, c'est lui qu'on cherchait. Parfait. Bonjour. Oula. Non, j'espère pas,
Your
Gaga,
Eminence,
vraiment.
would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your
D'accord.
pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If
Il
you
t'a dit
could...
de le laisser tout seul.
You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus
thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
Chelou 3000? Attends, wait.
His nose is bleeding.
So, you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Bah oui, hein.
Exactly.
Frank and direct. I like that. Thank
Okay.
you for not trying to be sly. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune
Oh non, je viens de
trying
capter
to
un truc.
find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me,
Je vous le dis après,
before
la
going
théorie que j'ai.
further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Non.
No, you are the first I've spoken to about it, Your Eminence.
Come now, Louis. Are you quite sure of that?
Oui. Je suis sûre de ce que j'ai fait, oui. Ah, je peux pas. Oh, tu fais chier.
Yes, my mother knows about it.
Of course, Sarah. Who else?
Bah, c'est tout.
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
Bah, je pense que ça sert à ça, hein.
If I told you why I needed this lance, you would never believe it.
Trust me, you can tell me anything.
It's our only chance to vanquish the demons.
Oh, my dear God, Louis. You sound just like Sarah. Do you realize you are following the same path, step by step? Sarah also started
Ça
by
me pose pas de
imagining.
problème, écoute.
She too spoke of demons, I am told. She could no longer speak to anyone, and saw a hidden monster in every guest, lurking in the shadows, ready to devour her. You must let us help you. Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus.
Vas-y, dis-moi.
You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are
Donc c'est celle qui est rouillée qu'on a vue l'autre coup.
careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Malheureusement, je ne pense pas. Très belle vue. Ouais, ma théorie, c'est qu'il était en train de... Comme nous, il a la même faculté de nous de faire une espèce de projection astrale. C'est pour ça que son nez était en train de pisser le sang. Voilà, voilà. Mais donc, comme il nous a donné des informations, je suppose que ce n'est pas un démon. Autrement, il nous aurait pas donné d'informations, et d'autant qu'il n'a pas l'air de croire du tout au délire des démons. Donc, tant mieux. Au moins, on peut lui faire confiance. Ouais, mais j'aimerais comprendre, est-ce que je sais pas, est-ce que notre mère aussi peut faire ça? Est-ce que c'est un truc... Qu'est-ce qui fait que certaines personnes ont cette capacité de faire de la projection astrale et pas d'autres? Et si lui, il est capable de projection astrale aussi, si il sait que la projection astrale existe, je comprends pas pourquoi il croit pas aux démons en fait. Pour moi, enfin... je trouve ça bizarre. Alors là, le plus dur, ça va être de retourner dans la crypte. Parce que pour moi, du coup, c'est celle qu'on a vue qui était totalement encuivrée. Alors, attends. Aux formes d'épieux, oui. Spécialisme de l'ésotérisme. Ah, ok, je peux peut-être glaner d'autres infos avant, à partir d'autres personnages, pourquoi pas. Allez, on va voir.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Non, on va y aller doucement.
Hard to kill time on this island. Nothing ever happens. Gets a bit boring, don't you think?
Are you joking, my friend? I'm sure you're just being ironic.
Yes and no. It's true that the manor is full of books and works of art. Unfortunately, the subjects are restricted to Lord Mortimer's specific tastes. The Crusades, religion...
Yes, that's true.
By the way, have you noticed the representations of the Holy Lance he's got all over the place?
No. It was the last thing in my mind, to be honest.
Mytho.
Ugh, well that's a pity. I would have enjoyed chatting about it, as I would have done with my mother.
See you later.
Mais t'es carrément suspect? What? Ok. Emily.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Merci. Non. Ah, ok, d'accord. J'étais en mode, c'est quoi ce bruit? C'est de quel côté la chambre d'Emily?
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Ok, d'accord. Pas besoin d'être aussi... J'aurais peut-être dû regarder dans la bibliothèque. Là, c'est qui? Johann von Willem. Lui, par contre, je pense que c'est un démon. Il était ultra louche. Je sais pas, c'est la chambre de qui? Pardon. Toujours pas trouvé, Morgane? La coque? Ah, je peux pas aller dans sa chambre. Bon, si Emily, je peux pas aller dans sa chambre, on va descendre direct. Hein. Il n'y a pas trop d'intérêt à traîner. Ça, c'est son excellence. Mais j'ai pas trop d'intérêt à aller fouiner dans sa chambre. Donc c'était de l'autre côté. Je me suis trompée encore. Hein. Non? Émilie, dis-moi tout ce que tu sais. Elle est pas là. Ah non, elle est pas là. Ok.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam.
Bon, bah, tant pis. Remarque, attends, s'il est chelou, ça veut dire qu'il faudrait peut-être fouiller sa chambre. Il a peut-être des infos sur la lance. Donc on va aller fouiller la chambre du Völner. Ça devrait pas être si compliqué que ça. Godoy, je peux pas aller dans sa chambre. Ça, c'est ma chambre. Le pape, il nous a dit ce qu'on voulait savoir. Washington. C'était là sa chambre? Volner, voilà, ok.
It seems like he isn't here.
Parfait! J'espère qu'il va pas revenir, qu'il n'y a pas un décompte ou un truc dans le genre.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted.
Alors, Johan, je sais que tu cherches un moyen de comprendre ce qui est arrivé à Elisabeth, mais tout ça va beaucoup trop loin à présent. Déjà, votre escapade sur le continent m'a beaucoup coûté. Je sais qu'il n'a pas été facile pour vous qu'Elisabeth reste confinée un mois dans sa chambre pour ne pas croiser Sarah. Et de là, vous enfuir sans prévenir, j'ai dû mentir pour vous couvrir, Johan. Faire comme si vous étiez arrivés séparément depuis quelques jours seulement et convaincre Liam de faire de même devant ses hôtes.
Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Yes, it's definitely a drawing of the Lock of Al-Azif. Volner must have kept a copy. Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here.
Ok. Quoi d'autre, quoi d'autre, quoi d'autre Oh, attends, ça c'était pas là. C'est quoi?
Chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from Von Volner.
Ah, c'est tout. Ok, d'accord.
So, let's see what Volner has in his bookcase. Not surprising. Most of these works are in one in Latin. Longini militis fabulum. Ah, what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one though.
Ah là, ça c'est bien. Ah merde.
Dorishe?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What are you doing in my room?
J'ai envie de me foutre de sa gueule un peu. Allez.
Volner, let's not have a misunderstanding. I had nothing else to read in my bookcase, and I wondered if I...
Stop your blathering, Dorishe. You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
I'm not looking for the lances of Longinus von Volner. I'm looking for the lance of Longinus. The one that pierced Christ's side.
You are playing with fire.
Don't take it the wrong way. I'll leave you all the copies. Don't worry about that.
Good answer. What are you playing at, Richet?
Ah, rien du tout,
Mortimer's the
franchement.
one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I
Ah, donc c'est
see.
Mortimer qui l'a.
You want it,
Fais
and
chier,
so
ça.
you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about?
Ça, jamais de la vie, ça, non. On va faire ça, hein.
Calm yourself, goddammit. You're the one I'm trying to help.
What? What?
I heard you talking with His Eminence, and it seemed to me that this story about the lances had put you in a tight spot. I was only trying to be helpful.
But why didn't you tell me straight away?
Seeing as I hadn't found it, I didn't want to commit myself too quickly. If I failed, I would look like a beginner.
I understand, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me.
Okay.
Please, excuse me. I got a little bit...
Ouais, carrément, carrément,
But you
carrément.
can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress.
C'est bien, lui
I'm
dire
still
rien.
trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Ah, let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also
Donc, t'as
took
aucune
us
autre
quite
info?
some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
Ah, that is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Ouais, j'avoue.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end
Non,
up
je vais
recovering
disparaître
it.
avec.
I'm counting on it. See you later.
Je vais disparaître avec et tu ne me reverras plus jamais. Ce
I
qui me va
managed
très
to
bien.
get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Ah bah ça devrait nous aider. Bah, donc du coup, si j'ai bien compris, c'est dans le bureau de Mortimer. Donc on va aller voler le bureau de Mortimer, pas de problème. C'est par là? Ouais. J'ai envie d'aller t'aider, Morgane, parce que j'ai l'impression que c'est extrêmement dur de trouver un truc aussi simple qu'une coque de téléphone. Et ça devrait pas être dur à ce point. En même temps, c'est un investissement que tu gardes longtemps. Donc, ça se choisit pas du jour au lendemain, mais bon. Ou alors, tu fais partie de ces personnes qui ont 50 coques. Non, c'est vrai, je comprends, faut que ça aille avec le haut doré aussi et avec les chaussures. Non, je rigole. Mais il y en a qui sont vraiment comme ça me fait. Mais j'avais une meuf au lycée qui était comme ça et elle avait je sais pas combien de coques de téléphone, c'était insupportable. Oh là là, j'avais envie de la gifler. C'était déjà là les lettres? Bonjour. Je peux interagir avec toi ou pas? Non, c'est trop tard, ok. Dans ce bureau-là ou dans le bureau caché? Ok, là, il n'y a pas de livre. Il n'y a pas de livre. je suis coincée. Oh, les peintures, attends. Non. Est-ce qu'il y en aurait une par hasard? Ça. Il a une lance, non? C'est la seule où il a une lance? Ouais.
Adoration of the shepherds with Saints Longinus and John.
Voilà.
Giulio Romano, 1534. Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear.
Ok, d'accord.
I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements.
Quelle lettre? Je me rappelle plus de quelle lettre.
This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study, in the same way as for the nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape.
Ok, d'accord.
I believe what I read in the letter from Milan addressed to Mortimer. There's every reason to believe that this painting has been modified according to his guidelines.
Pourquoi il
to
aurait fait
represent
ça?
the
C'est ça
true
que je
shape
comprends
of the
pas.
Holy Lance, a spear shape.
Ok, d'accord. Donc on a la confirmation. Donc du coup, c'est pas là? Donc la lance est vraiment dans la crypte alors? Ouais, je peux pas accéder à son bureau. D'accord, ok, bon, bah, on va retourner dans la crypte. De toute façon, en termes de chambre, on a fouillé tout, à part Piaggi, je crois. On devrait trouver. De toute façon, oui, c'est ça. Représentation artistique, c'est fait. Spécialiste, c'est fait. Troisième truc, c'était quoi? Ésotérisme. J'ai pas vu. Spécialiste de l'ésotérisme. C'est par là, je crois, non? Ouais. Attends, pardon, c'était quoi ça?
The Song of Roland.
Ah non.
Roland feeleth his death is near. His brain is oozing by either ear.
Ok. Attends. Coq. Demon Slayer. Ah ouais, il y en a plein. Il y en a plein. Je pensais pas. Oh, tu m'étonnes que t'as du mal à choisir. Ok, j'abandonne, il y en a trop. Good luck, hein, Morgan. On va devoir réexaminer toutes les lances pour trouver une avec un poisson en cuivre. Et c'était quoi l'autre indication? Je sais plus. Il y a trop de temps de chargement dans ce jeu en vrai. Alors. On va commencer par là. Ah, il y en a une là.
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I
Ok,
can
c'est pas
see that
celle-là.
the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
C'est pas celle-là. Hop, 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 hop. Ça, c'est quoi?
Amber.
Ouh, nice. On va regarder un petit peu plus le sol s'il y a encore d'autres trucs à loot. Ok, il n'y a pas de lance là. Ensuite par là. Là.
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Dommage. On était pas loin. Alors, donc demi-tour du coup. Je sais pas s'il y en avait une à côté de la tombe de Mortimer, c'est probablement celle-là. Hop. Ah! Ah non, dommage. Hop, il n'y a rien ici. Ah!
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Normalement, c'est celle-là. On va fouiller les autres au cas où, parce que ça m'intrigue la forme de feuille qui dit en anglais. Je sais pas si c'est une traduction pour dire qu'elle a une forme d'épieu, mais... Non, je vais lui refaire dire, je vais juste voir ce qu'ils disent sur les sous-titres pour voir si c'est vraiment la traduction.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed,
Ah, une
and
forme de
a
feuille,
fish
il
is
dit.
engraved on the tip.
Ok. Bon, pire, ça veut dire que ce sera celle-là. Je suis arrivée par là. Ouais, là, c'est pas la même feuille. C'est la même forme.
This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear.
Voilà.
Its blade is in iron or steel, I think. I can make out a rising sun engraved on
Ok,
the
j'ai
tip.
bien fait. Ok, donc c'est les trucs plus longs là qu'on cherche. J'avais regardé cette tombe ou pas?
Flavius Aetius.
Ouais.
It was cut a long time ago. You can tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old. I remember. He was the Roman general who defeated Attila and his hordes in the terrible battle of the Catalonian plains. Flavius Aetius, the one they call the last of the Romans. He was assassinated by his own emperor, who was jealous of all his victories. But how did he end up here?
Comme le reste, hein, Mortimer le collectionneur. Ah, on peut aller jusque là. Ouh, ok. Heureusement qu'on peut pas tomber. Ça, on l'a vu tout à l'heure. Ah.
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
C'est celle-là. Attends, sur sa pointe.
We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Je pense pas que c'est celle-là.
This lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Je vais attendre. Je préfère regarder toutes les lances avant. J'ai pas envie de me gourer. Est-ce qu'on a été par là? Oui, on a été. On a été. Je peux pas aller plus loin d'ailleurs. Non, je peux pas aller plus loin. Ok. Ça, on l'a vu tout à l'heure. Comment j'ai accédé à celle-là? Je me rappelle plus. On a été par là, je me rappelle plus les chemins que j'ai fait. Je crois pas. Ah.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and, well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible.
Mais il appelle ça la pointe. Pour moi, c'est pas la pointe, ça. Ça, c'est en forme de feuille, donc on s'en fiche. Ah.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can
mais
just
c'est l'œil
make
de Ra.
out
Ok,
the
c'est pas
symbol of
ça.
the eye of Ra engraved on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
C'est celle-là. C'est exactement les mêmes mots.
Lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Je vais juste récupérer un petit peu de loot, ce serait bien. Ouais, genre du miel, c'est parfait. Et bah on y va, hein, let's go. J'ai failli prendre l'autre, celle qui était en or, j'avais totalement oublié que c'était du cuivre en fait. Bah du coup c'est bon, si on se barre ça veut dire qu'on est quasiment à la fin. Enfin, je pense qu'il va y avoir d'autres rebondissements, mais on est quasiment à la fin du jeu quoi. Peut-être même moyen qu'on finisse aujourd'hui. Ça ferait 2 jeux de finis dans la semaine. Alors, comment aller au quai? Les quais, il faut aller au rez-de-chaussée. Puis descendre l'escalier. Hello, merci pour le semi-lurk, il a dit. Bah écoute, moi ça va. Et hier c'était la fin de Plague Tale, c'était très compliqué. Mais là ça va très bien. Et puis Morgane essaie de trouver une coque pour son téléphone. Et Gaga il joue à côté sur Far Cry. Mais merci pour le semi-lurk, bisous à toi, profite bien. Et puis peut-être à tout à l'heure. Peut-être agilité. Non, j'ai que 4 points, je pourrais jamais le monter au-dessus. Autant monter des trucs qui seront utiles. Ah, tu taffes à côté? Ok, bah bon courage. Bon courage à toi alors. Pas de soucis. Pas de soucis, merci beaucoup. Bon courage pour les tafs. On sait qu'il est immunisé à la conviction, Mortimer. Étiquette, j'en ai strictement plus rien à foutre à ce rythme-là. Ça peut être pas mal, diversion en vrai. Ou alors manipulation. Ouais. Ah, c'est quoi ce trophée? Ça m'intéresse. Ah oui, je suis bête, j'ai désactivé Internet. Alors, est-ce que je peux équiper ça? Oui, c'est bien ça. Et ça par contre, j'ai pas trouvé toutes les pages. J'ai merdé là. C'est parti. Les quais. C'est pas par là. J'espère que tout le monde va pas nous tomber dessus. Ah bah tiens.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur, I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
Oh!
Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, de Richet. Where have you been?
Non, attends. Attends, je veux pas perdre...
I'm still looking for my mother, if you can believe it. I've been in the manor basement to check if she might have gone lost.
And did you find her?
No, not a trace.
I'm warning you, de Richet. I've got
Mais
my
je m'en
eye
fous,
on you.
laisse-moi
I'll
tranquille.
soon figure out what you are up to. And
J'ai rien,
I
je
am
fais rien.
convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Je pense qu'il s'en fout des livres, on va lui donner, je sais pas quoi d'autre.
Very well. Fair is fair. You've exposed me. Here. This is what I took from him. Look, I'm sorry. I acted on a bizarre impulse.
I don't know either, and frankly, you have disappointed me.
Je m'en
That
fous.
said, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later.
Dégage de mon chemin.
Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Non mais attends, j'espère que tout le monde va pas nous tomber dessus comme ça. Ça va être bien casse-couille sinon. C'est par où les quais Attends, on va regarder la map parce que j'ai pas envie de tomber sur tout le monde. Attends, là c'est quel étage? Extérieur? Il y a un accès au quai depuis l'extérieur? Attends. On était au jardin. Ok, donc faut que j'aille sur ma droite, puis à droite, puis à droite, puis à gauche. Ok. Je vais me tromper. Je vous dis tout de suite avec mon sens de l'orientation, je vais me tromper. Ouais, bibliothèque, ok. C'est quoi ça?
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Ouais, tant qu'à faire, faut que je prenne un élixir d'or. Comme ça, on sera plus négativement altéré. Donc on a dit tout droit, puis à droite, puis à droite. Faites qu'il n'y a personne. Il n'y a personne, c'est parfait. Voilà. Est-ce qu'il n'y en aurait pas un ici par hasard? Non! Oh non, 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 non. Je veux parler à personne. Je suis mal poli, voilà. C'est quoi cette... Oh non. Qui c'est que je vais croiser? Ah. Je peux pas sortir? Ah.
Louis, perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
Bah, j'ai pas le choix. Hein.
Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat.
What's wrong, my lord? Tell me. What's with all the bodyguards?
Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road.
The wrong road?
Louis, Sarah has made her own choices of her own free will, and I would like for you to have the same chance. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
Non.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and
Pourquoi
to
il me dit ça?
read
C'est ça que
and
je comprends
steer
pas.
their thoughts.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
Oula. Louis, il est traîné pas à la lettre, là. Oh, c'était violent, ce bug graphique.
So, von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What, you mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
Le reste, on sait déjà. Hein.
I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
Ça, on sait qu'il est immunisé. Ça, on va pas en parler. Bon, allez, on va faire genre.
I've got an idea, but it might seem stupid.
Trust me.
Am I one? I mean, am I a demon?
Would you like that?
Non, pas spécialement, mais on va dire oui hein, pour faire genre.
I must admit that the idea is appealing.
Look, we are of the gods, Louis.
Ah, donc c'est vrai.
Always have been. You, as much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No.
Ah, donc en fait, voilà, c'est
Ever
les...
found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe?
Si,
That's how it often
voilà.
happens the first time. Your spirit wanders
My
unconsciously.
mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Ah, j'ai compris le truc de Venise, putain.
I would
C'est ça.
rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Liar!
Ah, celle-là, par contre, ok. Non, mais là, il y a 2 twists d'un coup, en fait.
Well, so now you're his bastard. You really took me for a fool. Don't make a move, you clowns!
Everybody keep calm.
Don't say a word or I'll shoot your kid! Not so clever now, are we? At last I found a way to put the pressure on you, Mortimer.
Non, mais j'ai rien demandé, moi. Je t'ai aidé, frérot.
You stopped me from ending it all. Because of you, I've had to pay for it. You don't know what it's like. He's in your head. He's in your soul. I never want to feel that again.
Jack, I did not betray you.
You're just like him.
Et je t'ai empêché de te suicider. Je ne suis pas... alors, attends.
Jack, I only just found out that I'm his son. You can't hold that against me.
You don't understand. You're already in his clutches. Everything was set up to bring you here and reveal the secret of your birth to you. Open your goddamn eyes! You've always been under his thumb! So, what are you gonna do now? You've just found out your true nature. What difference does it make?
Bah rien, en fait. Bah voilà, rien. Enfin... Pardon. Si, ça veut dire plein de trucs, mais rien.
If it weren't for me, you'd be dead by now. You've
Voilà.
seen who I am, and this so-called revelation makes no difference. I'm not a slave to my birth, and I refuse to pretend to be a victim. I am Louis de Richet.
Do you really believe you've got enough strength to resist him?
I am who I am. Only our actions truly define
Voilà.
us. And you can threaten me all you want. It won't make any difference.
Don't change, Louis. You're strong. I wasn't able to make it. You're just like him. You are already. You can't see it, or you don't want to see it, but it's already too late. In fact, I haven't got any choice.
Si.
You always have a choice. You know very well what will happen to you if you shoot me.
Ah, là, je crois que je vais être obligée d'utiliser sa fille. Parce que le reste, ça n'influencera pas sur lui.
You're going to be held accountable.
Voilà.
And you will lose everything, starting with your freedom and then your head.
I told you, I don't care.
Not about yourself, maybe, but what about your daughter? It wouldn't be the same for her, would it?
Shut up! Shut up!
She will be alone, in a world that you know is hostile. What will become of her?
That's true, but...
Don't abandon her. Not a second time. It's your last chance, my friend.
En fait, ouais, là, moi, je veux juste aller.
It's over. Come now.
You know what I do.
Ah, ça va, il pleure.
Evil and good
J'ai cru
depend
qu'il allait réessayer de se tirer dessus.
Yes, it's true, and the same holds true for all of us.
Monsieur Peru, I am willing to overlook this latest scene. You can thank my son for that. I think, however, that you ought to take your leave for your good and ours, as well as...
En fait, moi, je veux juste aller rejoindre ma mère, j'en ai rien à foutre. Hein. Mais du coup, j'ai compris l'histoire où elle a dit que... Parce qu'elle n'arrêtait pas de parler de l'affaire de Venise et comme quoi elle voulait pas en parler. Et apparemment, ils auraient mis un bébé au monde à Venise. Et que la mère, notre mère aurait sauvé le bébé. Je pense que du coup, le bébé, c'est Louis. Mais non, comment c'est possible? Comment il aurait le souvenir? Ou alors, il était dans un autre corps et puis il est allé dans le corps du bébé?
Too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
Eh, ouais, très drôle. Tu peux?
You can say that again.
For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air.
T'es trop gentil.
We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there, inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind.
Est-ce que ce serait
Hear
pas
my voice.
un
Feel
truc?
the vibrations and
Attends.
listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
Est-ce que c'est pas juste un truc pour qu'il rentre dans
I
notre
can hear
esprit?
something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a
C'est
clear
Emily, ça,
voice.
c'est la voix
Well
d'Emily.
done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
Mais carrément, c'est ultra cheaté, c'est non-respect de l'intimité 3000 là.
But it'd be a violation of their most intimate thoughts, wouldn't it?
To begin with, there's nothing obliging you to do it. You already had the ability without even knowing it. I just gave you the option of putting it into practice.
Tu m'as juste donné la tentation,
Moreover,
quoi, en fait.
It would be wrong to evoke morality here. Every species is different, Louis, and this is the way we are made. That's all there is to it. You are free to use this talent or not. And what's more, it will be up to you to decide what to do with the thoughts you read. That is where the values of right and wrong do come into play. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy and rather a
C'est pour ça qu'il nous a repérés dans le rêve.
Go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later if you want.
Holm, il nous a repérés une fois pendant
Just
qu'on
join me
était
in
en
my
train
study
d'avoir
when you
un
finish.
transportation psychique. Lecture de l'esprit, ok. Donc vous êtes désormais capable d'entendre les pensées superficielles de vos interlocuteurs. Chaque utilisation de lecture d'esprit coûte 1 point d'essence. 1 point d'essence, mais on n'a pas d'essence. Vous pouvez en récupérer 1 quand vous rencontrez une immunité, 2 quand vous exploitez une vulnérabilité et 3 quand vous consommez une croix de malt. D'accord. Bon bah heureusement que j'ai plein de... Attends, ça veut dire que faut que je lise son esprit?
Let's see what Mortimer's thinking about.
Ah ok,
He's
j'ai pas le choix.
thinking he might not have been clear enough with you. When he told you not to try to read into Gregory or her experienced demons, it also applied to me, of course.
You can hear me think?
Of course I can. I can sense you. For the moment, your mind shines like 1,000 lights because you haven't yet mastered the art of concealment from the psyches of others. So, I give you a weapon, and the first thing you do is
J'avais pas le choix, hein?
shoot me with it. If my intentions were evil, you would already be at my mercy. So be very careful on whom you use the talent.
Tu crois que j'aimerais pas vivre à poil dans la forêt?
C'était tout à fait approprié. Salut Pika. Maintenant on peut lire les pensées des autres. Et ça je pense que c'était la pensée que tu avais toi. comment ça va? Je vais pas m'excuser par contre, mais on va partir.
All right. On that note, I'd better be going. I'm expected.
One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Ah, sympa. Eh ben, c'est la joie la famille, hein.
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Oui, bah c'est bon, attends, on va lutter un petit peu quand même, parce que maintenant j'ai compris à quoi elles sont utiles les croix de Malte. Hop. Ça va bien, je me suis remise hier, tranquille. Hop. Et puis bah là il y a eu beaucoup de twists en fait dans cet épisode. Notamment, attends. En gros, quand ils ont ouvert on a ouvert l'espèce de crypte là où la mère elle avait perdu sa main. Et dans cette crypte, on a vu beaucoup de sarcophages de personnes très âgées et des lances, des reproductions de lances, qui apparemment serait la lance qui a été utilisée pour tuer le Jésus-Christ. Et sauf qu'on a dû trouver des indices pour savoir laquelle était la bonne et la ramasser. Ce qu'on a fait. Et là, on vient d'apprendre, Mortimer, il nous a forcé à le confronter, en fait, à bavarder avec lui. Et il nous a appris que, oui, il était un démon, oui, il y avait des démons autour d'eux, et qu'on était un démon, et qu'en plus, on était son fils. Et maintenant, du coup, on peut lire dans l'esprit des gens. Et apparemment, notre mère aurait éventré une femme pour nous voler à Mortimer. Tout va très bien. Merde, je crois que je suis revenue sur mes pas, non? Oui, je suis revenue sur mes pas. C'est là. Je voudrais juste, si jamais il y a une croix de Malte, mais je crois pas qu'il y en a un. Bon, allez, on va aller sur le quai. Par contre, j'ai pas envie de... Ouais, méga science-fiction, ultra chelou, tout ce que tu veux. Mais je trouve qu'il a été trop gentil avec nous. Je sais pas pourquoi je me mets ici. J'ai pas envie qu'il soit trop gentil, tu vois, pour nous donner toutes les raisons de nous retourner directement contre notre mère. Et je pense que notre mère ne nous voulait pas de mal. Parce que elle sait qu'on est un démon, donc elle nous aurait tués depuis perpète. Et je respecte plus ça qu'un père qui n'a pas voulu chercher à nous retrouver particulièrement, apparemment, alors qu'il savait très bien où on était. Donc en vrai, pour moi, ça change rien. Je fais toujours plus confiance à la mère qu'au père. Ouais, gros twist de science-fiction. Donc j'espère que Louis va pas trop... Ah.
Far outweighs our personal interests. I should...
personal interests? I'm talking about my sister's life. She was my other half.
Calm down, Emily. Calm down.
Attends, c'est toi qui l'as tué.
I warned you what would happen if I found her.
On peut faire ça? Non.
I was so hoping it wouldn't end like this. I'm fed up with all these deaths.
Oui, moi aussi.
Emily, calm down. You're not like them. You're not a murderer.
So, and what do you think we were doing for the Order then? And for the Crown of England? Why do you think the Order contacted me? Silent, methodical. No one ever suspected us. We always covered for each other.
Duchess, I am sorry for what happened. I didn't have any choice.
Ah, you. Shut your mouth. You had the choice, all right. You use people according to your own desires, without any scruples.
J'ai pas envie qu'une des deux meure en
we're
fait.
in the same line of business.
Shut it!
And as for Emma, she knew only too
No,
well.
Emily. Look at me. Emily?
What did you say?
Parce qu'elle a... Je comprends plus rien.
No, I'm not like her, and never will be.
Oh! Allez!
You're not like her. Neither you nor Emma are like Sarah. Ever since you got here, you've always tried to help me. I trust you, Emily. And Emma would never have betrayed me either.
No, she wasn't like
plaît,
that.
je pense
She
que-
was loyal. But why did Sarah betray Emma? Why?
Your sister was supposed to hide something, and no one was supposed to have been able to find it.
And she would never have talked, even under torture. So why get rid of her?
Unfortunately, Emily, the creatures who live here
Elle sait
employ
pas,
methods
c'est pour
that
ça.
no one can resist.
I was going to get her out of there for God's sake. So what are you talking about?
Elle sait pas. Non, je peux pas lui dire! Putain! Je peux pas lui dire! Fais chier!
Emily, all I ask is that you
Ah,
tell
non.
the truth. But you'll never believe me.
You leave me no choice. I'm going to kill her, Louis. I understand you were trying to protect her, Louis, but it's a lost cause. Don't move!
Louis,
Non.
remember in Paris.
Oh no, not again. No, Mother, wait.
Ah. Putain. Non mais là... Attends. À Paris, genre au tout début du jeu où j'étais censée lui faire confiance? Parce que... Ouais, mais si j'agis... Si j'agis, elle va tirer. Ah!
No, no, no! Come on, Mother. Hang in there. You're gonna pull through. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
It's too late. Don't trust him. I'm proud of you, my son.
No! Mother!
Fils d'indigne!
No!
Achevez! Non! Mais c'est quoi ce carnage? Putain. Je suis vraiment tentée de l'achever, mais non, on va le laisser. Non! Ça aurait trop été un carnage. Oh putain de merde, mais j'avais pas la bonne compétence en fait. Je pouvais pas lui dire que Mortimer était un démon, je pense que c'était la solution. C'était la solution pour éviter d'avoir à choisir. Je sais pas si j'avais agi moi, c'est moi qui aurais pris la balle. J'aurais préféré peut-être que ce soit moi qui prenne la balle. Oula, XP, putain. Ça devient chaud là. Ah, c'était en érudition que j'avais pas assez de points, c'est ça? Oh, à 1 point près. Je suis foutue. Je suis foutue. Non mais je suis faible, Elodie. On a couché 2 fois avec... Non, remarque, une fois. Du coup, parce que l'autre fois c'était avec la sœur, apparemment on a appris ça. La sœur qui s'est fait passer pour elle pour coucher avec nous. Et j'avais pas envie d'avoir un bain de sang, mais... Il se serait passé quoi si... Je sais pas, on va continuer. Hein. Et j'ai toujours pas de bouquin équipé. Ah, je suis deg.
Rational and open. I spent my whole life swimming in lies. Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again. I'm a demon. I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse.
Je trouve pas ça ouf, moi, perso, mais...
Frankly, I feel like I'm cursed. I hope I'll be able to control this new skill, otherwise my life will be hell. Damn it, what a mess. Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to learn. It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute?
Apparemment non. Ah merde, encore vous savez pas si elle a avalé un truc ou quoi que ce soit? Ça c'est parce que elle t'a donné un câlin, elle a pas aimé. Du coup elle a rejeté.
All ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Golden elixir.
Non, j'espère que ça va aller mieux. Ah oui, bah c'est le chat qui t'a donné un câlin. Ah, j'ai dit elle, par contre, c'est il, c'est ça? J'ai dû me tromper dans le genre. Ouais, voilà. Parce que Picard, en fait, j'associe à toi directement et du coup, je fais elle alors qu'en fait, c'est il. J'ai oublié. Sorry. Non, j'espère que ça ira mieux. Bon, j'ai pas envie d'aller tuer Emily, on va être le bigger man.
Sir Gregory? Good day, Louis.
Oui, bonjour, j'ai perdu ma mère.
Good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Alors déjà, on va pas lui lire la tête, hein.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
Autant que ça?
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Ok. Donc du coup, c'est juste pour genrer, quoi.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
D'accord. Donc il y en a beaucoup, en fait.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
Ouais, il a envie de plaire au padré, hein, putain. Ça rend les hommes dingues.
There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
Bah, c'est peut-être mieux.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. On the other hand, we are eternal. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Oh, ça c'est les termes forts. Après, je comprends son point de vue, mais ça, les deux sont vrais.
Well, indeed, from that point of view, it is better to.
C'est pas ce que je voulais dire.
It's rare for a novice demon to manage to stop thinking like a man so quickly. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you trying to warn me that I'm in danger?
That, Louis, will be up to you to choose. Most of all, make sure you don't pick the wrong side. William has had all the time he needs to think about this. You do not. I'm sorry to say this, but this first choice might well be of capital importance to your future. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
C'est un bordel, on va devoir choisir du coup. Ah. J'aimerais bien discuter avec Emily avant. Connasse.
Emily, can I come in?
No, it's not a good time. Not right now. Leave me alone.
Tu te fous de ma gueule, c'est toi qui as tiré sur ma mère.
I can tell from your voice that there's something wrong. Let me in. We have to talk, Emily.
I said no, goddamn you.
On y va. Pire, elle me tire dessus, j'en ai plus rien à foutre à ce tarif-là.
You've been drinking. Why aren't I surprised? Do you think you'll find the solution in alcohol?
Get out of here, Louis. I told you not to come in.
First your sister, now my mother? How far will your anger go?
Do you really think I'm not suffering? You know nothing. You understand nothing.
On the contrary, everything that goes on in here is much bigger than you and me. You made your choices and now you're going to have to take responsibility for them.
I know you're telling the truth about Mortimer and Home. I know they are demons.
That's not all.
Go on.
I'm one of them, Emily. I'm a demon too.
I know.
But how?
Sir Gregory stopped by to tell me. He wanted to bid me a welcome.
I don't understand.
Welcome to the family.
You're his daughter?
Mortimer's daughter, Louis.
What? No, that's not possible.
So we
are brother and sister?
This is too much, Louis. Much too much for me, Louis. I can't look myself in the mirror. I should never have spent the night with... I was attracted to you from the moment we first spoke on the boat. Now I understand why. Do you realize what that means? I'm a monster.
Putain, merde. On a fait de l'inceste. Et attends, du coup... doublement parce qu'on a couché avec sa sœur aussi, ou sa sœur était humaine. Juste pour savoir jusqu'à quel point je me suis parjurée là. Ah putain, j'en peux plus. Je vais pas lui dire que je suis attirée, même si en vrai je le suis, hein, mais... moralement... c'est pas ouf, quand même. Ça me dégoûte. Ah putain. Non, en vrai, je suis intéressée de voir qu'est-ce qui va se passer si lui, il dit je suis attirée. Moi, strictement parlant, je mettrais on a fait une erreur. Mais je suis intéressée de voir ce qu'il va faire. Et ce qu'elle va faire aussi.
And I am one as well. When I think of my feelings for you, that feeling, it hurts all of a sudden. She's there. I can feel her inside me. She's trying to read my thoughts. Emily,
oh la salope!
Do that. Get out of my mind, please. Let me remind you that it's forbidden between demons.
Sorry, Louis. I didn't want to.
I have a sister.
It's very strange for me too. A sister for a brother.
Comment ça, tu voulais pas?
Yes. I must get some rest. I must ask you to leave me now.
All right, but don't finish that bottle.
Don't start now. I would like to get some sleep.
I'll be leaving you then. Thank you, Emily.
Ça aurait pu lui mettre un peu plus de vêtements, par contre. Ah putain. 3 bouteilles de vin. J'étais pas un si mauvais coup que ça. J'arrête. Ok. Bon. c'est quoi la prochaine qui va nous tomber dessus? Je suis censée aller où déjà? Ah oui, Mortimer. Hop. Donc parmi les invités, en fait, je pense que Napoléon ne doit pas... Il doit être humain parce qu'il cherche à impressionner Mortimer. Donc à mon avis, ça n'aurait aucun sens qu'il essaye d'impressionner un démon qui est son égal. Washington, c'est probablement un démon. Parce qu'il est très vieux, très sage. Il a été très laconique en information. Et il s'est rétracté quand on a parlé des lances. Ah bah tiens, quand on parle du lot. Non, tu sais quoi? Ah si, vas-y, qu'est-ce que t'as à me dire?
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
Bah tiens, c'est pas ce que tu me disais il y a 1 heure. Tu me disais qu'on s'ennuyait jamais.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Ah.
Me? No, nothing at all. And you?
I would like to be able to say yes, but it's been dead quiet. The only one with anything to say is Duke Manuel. But with that accent of his, I don't understand a word he says. It's exasperating.
C'est bien un américain, hein. Dès que ça parle pas ta langue.
Time. I'll keep our conversation to myself, Mr. President. Anyway, I must be going now.
See you later, Louis.
Espèce de sale américain. Non, c'est pas par là. C'est où l'escalier? Je vais me promener. Et toi, tu balayes, donc on peut pas te parler. Mais merde, c'est par là? Oh! Merci. Et donc du coup, un talent, il avait dit. Donc ça veut dire qu'on a d'autres pouvoirs qu'on va débloquer au fur et à mesure? Du genre quoi? Du genre télékinésie, ce genre de truc? Bon, j'arrive pas à trouver l'escalier là, pour monter. C'est pas possible, je l'ai loupé. Non mais attends, mais j'ai refait le tour. Mais c'était derrière lui. Je suis vraiment aveugle, moi. Merde. Juste, il y a un truc que j'ai oublié. Comment on fait? C'est quel truc pour raviver la jauge de d'essence? Ah, c'est la croix de Malte. Bah j'en ai 5, autant consommer. Hein. Voilà.
Louis, I was sure you would stay.
J'ai plus le choix.
I'm
Hein.
proud of you. You've made the right choice. You must have been disappointed not to have been able to speak to Sarah one last time. I would have liked her to tell you herself.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her.
Tiens.
Sarah was my daughter.
What? But why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say.
Attends, donc il a... Non, ça va. J'ai cru qu'il avait couché avec sa fille. Mais en fait, non, elle nous a volé à quelqu'un d'autre. Donc ça va. Alors, je dois y aller. Bon courage avec cette bande d'incestés. Merci beaucoup, Elodie. Bon courage à toi aussi. Et puis, belle soirée à toi. Et puis, bah, on va essayer de s'accrocher là parce que je sais pas quelle autre grosse bombe ils vont nous balancer après. Mais à mon avis, c'est pas fini. En tout cas, merci beaucoup d'être passé. Bisous à toi.
Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
On va essayer d'avoir plus d'informations sur le padre.
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your father. Isn't that right?
Let's just say we don't see things the same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance. But that's where it ends. Man's main flaw is his willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons
Ouais,
have
pas de soucis,
emerged
Pika,
in
t'inquiète.
and around
Profite
great
de
leaders
Miles
all over
Morales.
the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as a workforce.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much time.
Il va loin dans son délire quand même. Il va très très loin dans son délire.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the Cultural Revolution that printing brought about. What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives, as they really are, without any moral judgment. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone, freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach, otherwise man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits, and it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence, but humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are? I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
Ça devient de plus en plus.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Oh, il est parano de fou.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Il est pas humain, c'est ça le problème.
Yes, you're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Non, non. Il est pas
Go
humain.
now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me and I'll send it off immediately.
All right, I'll take care of it.
J'aime pas du tout ce plan. Mais on va y aller, hein. Heureux, Gaga. Comment va depuis tout à l'heure? T'as loupé beaucoup de révélations? Il s'est passé trop de trucs, là. T'as mangé quoi? Ah, je remange ce soir aussi, en fait. J'ai de la famille qui vient visiter, donc du coup, je suis obligée d'arrêter de jeûner un peu plus tôt. Des trucs chelous? Oui, bah, c'est ce qui s'est passé, hein. C'est pas des trucs chelous. Émilie, c'est en fait notre sœur avec qui on a couché. Et elle a tué notre mère. Et aussi sa sœur jumelle a couché avec nous. Sans qu'on le sache. Et nous, on est un démon. Que notre mère aurait volé à Mortimer en éventrant le ventre de sa femme. Est-ce que j'ai loupé autre chose? Apparemment, il y a plusieurs familles de démons. Nous, on est la plus puissante, mais même dans notre famille, il y a des querelles. Et Mortimer, en fait, son but, c'est en gros de faire un petit peu comme les Templiers, genre de dominer un peu l'humanité pour la faire progresser. Alors que les autres, ils veulent rester genre des monarques et tout. Ils veulent garder leurs privilèges. Donc du coup, il y a une espèce de mini-guerre interne. Ouais, elle avait l'air d'être un petit peu secouée quand même, parce qu'on est rentré dans la chambre et elle s'était enfilée 3 bouteilles de vin en étant à moitié à poil. Juste parce que elle a couché avec nous alors qu'on est frères et sœurs. Du coup, pas top. Du tout. Surtout après qu'elle ait tué notre maman, quoi. Il n'y a plus rien qui va. Et là, on doit aller, du coup, notre papa, Mortimer, parce que c'est notre papa, il veut qu'on prenne possession du pape. Alors que le pape, je suis quasiment sûre que c'est un démon. Donc il va se rendre compte qu'on va vouloir prendre de possession de lui. De son corps. Pour écrire une lettre... Enfin, c'est pas le pape, c'est le cardinal. Mais en gros, on doit prendre possession du corps du cardinal pour écrire une lettre au pape.
Ah, well.
C'est un sacré bordel.
What brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis.
Mais du coup,
Don't
t'as
you
mangé
feel
quoi?
good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first. It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate. I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence. I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people, Louis. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does
it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence. I can feel it coming. It's working.
What insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church, Louis. May God keep me from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me. Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can find here.
On doit faire des QTE, genre, pour écrire la lettre?
I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
Alors, mon état de santé ne me permettant pas d'honorer l'invitation de Sherholm chez Mortimer, prie de bien vouloir vous y rendre afin de siéger en mon nom en colloque. Consignez nos accords avec Sir Gregory et informez-le. Ok. N'utilisez plus votre tampon personnel quand vous m'écrivez. Changez de tampon pour celui figurant ma devise. Ok. Je vous sais en route pour la résidence. J'espère que vous ferez bon voyage et que vous soyez amené à traverser les campagnes françaises actuellement très agitées. Cette mission est capitale, mon ami, sachez-le. Et c'est quoi le code à la fin? EHHBCF.
Right. Well, let's start. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. It turns out, now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages in comparison to what Sir Gregory had suggested. We are talking about the future of the Holy See. There. That should be enough to justify the change of vote.
J'aurais dû faire les deux.
there's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today, the date is 24/01/1793.
C'est mon anniversaire! Attends. 24/01.
And the letters from the Pope.
Donc déjà l'année c'est bon, c'est la même.
Below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated.
Ah non, c'est pas la même date, ok.
That must be the key to the code.
Ah, attends, donc on a 1792. Le jour n'est pas traduit, donc ça doit être la clé du code. Ok.
The date is 24/01/1793.
Ah, donc on est au A. Alors qu'avant on était au H. C'est ça? Ouais, A, E, on est dans la période A, E, si je ne m'abuse.
Today, the date is 24/01/1793.
Alors...
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle.
Ah, attends. 1701 c'est EH. 3112 c'est GJ. Tu viens de défoncer Rhino? À quel moment? Parce que tu le défonces plusieurs fois. Mais si c'est le moment où il est amplifié avec l'armure, ouais, t'es pas loin de la fin. Alors, GJ pour 3112. Mais non, mais remets ta main, s'il te plaît. Mais oh. Avec Finn, ouais, t'es pas loin, t'es pas loin.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Alors. 3112. Ah, donc c'est celle d'après, donc c'est E. G et il a mis J. Pourquoi il a mis J? C'est ça que je comprends pas. Je crois que je vais tricher.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Bah tu refais le 2 alors.
I could pretend that the code got erased during the voyage, as if the letter arrived in really bad condition. That would be perfectly understandable given that it's traveled across the seas, right?
Ouais, autant de points dépensés pour ça. Il a dit de pas utiliser le tampon personnel.
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
Je n'ai plus de...
And I remember that Flore in Domo Domini. Giustizia, misericordia et humilità.
Ah, j'étais pas obligée.
Boy, I gotta brush up my foreign languages. A circle with a cross inside. Now, I distinctly remember this seal that Piaggi used on the letter he gave me. This isn't the same stamp. On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Voilà, c'est celui-là.
Latin, it blooms in the house of God. This seal is different to the one Piaggi used for the letter he gave me. Yes, I'm certain of it.
Mais pourtant, il a dit que...
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
Oui, donc c'est celle-là.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Ok, c'est bon. Bah, pour le platine, en vrai, par rapport au Spider-Man 1, par contre, il y a des trucs... comment dire? Il y a des trucs qui sont missables. Tu peux manquer dans l'histoire.
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it. That's all I need. Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi?
Ok.
Calm down now. Monsieur de Richet came to see me because he was having anxiety attacks and wanted something to help him relax. I'm afraid I've been a little heavy-handed.
You can say that again.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays. The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him.
No, listen, my son. This is all getting out of hand.
Hogwash! I don't trust him in the slightest.
Why not?
Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Ah, don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know?
Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if
Flabbergasted.
he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
I refuse to get involved. That's against the rules, for heaven's sake.
The rules? The consequences of the conference could well destabilize the world order. It's our duty to shelve Mortimer's project, and to accomplish that, anything goes.
Monsieur von Von, I always act in the best interest of all. I assure you.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it. He is capable of reporting me to Sir Gregory. I'm really risking my neck here.
Bon, bah on va faire ça. Hein.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
You old weasel! Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body. Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
J'aimerais bien avoir du miel. Parce qu'on a à bout de souffle là. Alors le salon rouge c'est en bas ça je crois. Ouais, t'as des événements, t'as des trucs où il faut le faire à un certain moment, t'as des espèces de mini-jeux un petit peu comme The Last of Us 2 qu'il faut remporter dans l'histoire. Souvent c'est dans les scènes avec Finn. Enfin, je te laisserai voir la liste des trophées, mais il y en a certains qui sont manquables. Après tu peux refaire une game plus pour les revoir hein, si tu les as loupés. Alors, c'est où le salon rouge? Non, c'est salle à manger. Bah, c'est là, ok. Ouais, c'est là. Là, on est mal quand même, on n'a plus aucun point d'endurance. Ouais, tu fais une New Game Plus et puis tu te focuses à fond sur tout ce qui est collectible, améliorer les skills et tout, etc. Parce que de toute façon, je crois pas que tu puisses améliorer les skills en une partie, t'es obligé de faire une Game Plus pour tout améliorer. Donc voilà, hein, ça peut se faire. T'as un truc aussi, genre dès le début du jeu, il faut... quand t'es avec Rhino dans le mall center, dans le centre commercial, faut que tu prennes, faut que tu renverses je sais pas combien d'objets en ayant Rhino, en étant sur le dos de Rhino. Faut que tu rentres dans je sais pas combien de staples, 10 je crois, un truc dans le genre. Je te conseille de regarder la liste avant de redémarrer ta game. Parce que ça c'est au tout début du jeu du coup. Ouais, les collectibles en général ça va vite. Il y en a moins je crois que dans le premier Spider-Man. Non! Ah si, c'est bon, c'est lui.
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any particular difficulties.
Well done, you. On my first try, well, it took me 3
Ah, je
goes.
fais mieux que toi.
You did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
Arrêtez de vous battre pour moi. C'est-à-dire?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
C'est vrai. C'est vrai, mais c'est vrai, on va le dire.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him
Oh non,
time
mais
again, Louis. He always has to take it
c'est pas ce que je voulais dire, putain.
How dare you? You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Non.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William? When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
Bah ouais, très bonne question en fait.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in which...
You act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's
Non mais j'ai
time
pas besoin
to
qu'on
make
m'explique ce qui se passe.
I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides.
Ah, c'est le choix qui parlait.
I would much
D'accord.
rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now.
Bon, ok.
If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You
Ah, mais je te
won't
connais
be
pas, c'est bon.
blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very carefully.
Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human?
Moi, ça sert à rien d'être dans le déni, mais...
It's useless trying to resist my true nature. I am a demon. May as well accept it. The sooner the better. Even if I continue to live as a human, all my friends and acquaintances will inevitably end up dying. And I'll be left on my own. Forever. I am a demon and I have to behave like one. The sooner, the better.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
Ben... The lesser evil, hein, comme dirait Geralt, Mortimer, hein.
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Ok, parfait.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
C'est un bordel. Laissez-nous.
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is...
you.
My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards.
Ah, j'ai loupé ça. Ok. Ça devient beaucoup trop dur. ça. Hein. Ah ok, donc il reste un seul épisode alors. Ben du coup on le finira au prochain live alors c'est parfait. Je voulais m'arrêter à 21h. Bah on est dans le temps. On est dans le temps. C'était chargé comme épisode par contre. Il s'est passé tellement de dingueries, c'est incroyable. Bah écoutez, franchement, là je commençais à trouver le jeu un peu long, mais cet épisode-là a bombardé, mais en fait tout. Ouais, bah j'arrête à 21h aujourd'hui parce que je dois aller aider d'autres personnes sur... comment ça s'appelle Among Us. Et du coup, demain, on va faire, je pense, assez Mirage. Je vais essayer de refaire le planning en fonction des jeux qu'on a finis. Non, gaga, calm down. Oui, c'est vrai que Poetman est une légende, mais on va la laisser pour le moment là où elle est. Mais Poetman, la légende vivante, on n'oublie pas. Je vais regarder juste chez qui je peux vous envoyer. Mais en tout cas, merci à vous d'être venus suivre le live, malgré que c'était très compliqué et bombardement atomique. La légende peut revenir. Ouais, pas tout de suite, t'inquiète pas, faut qu'elle prenne son temps pour venir. Il n'y a pas besoin de forcer les choses. Alors, je regarde qui c'est qui est en live, chez qui on peut vous envoyer. Alors, il y a Nico Ball Z qui est sur un truc artistique. Il y a Squeezie qui est sur Lethal Company. Je connais pas. Madame Lox en stream communautaire sur des sites. Tu sais quoi, allez, on va tenter un Red Squeezie, let's go. Ah bah non, il veut pas. Ouais, c'est vrai, il a désactivé les raids, dommage. Bah Modish, alors sur du Call of Duty, parce que le reste c'est en stream communautaire et sinon c'est en anglais. On va faire Modish. Mais ouais, merci beaucoup à tous. Et puis pour la suite, bah, on va faire assez Mirage et on va commencer probablement soit Spider-Man 2, soit un autre jeu du Game Pass qui sera certainement Quantum Break. J'essaie de vous redire ça vite fait. Je mets à jour le planning parce que je pensais pas finir aussi vite Quantum Break. Et puis ce jeu-là du coup sera fini au prochain live. Et par contre, ça je vous dis tout de suite, il n'y aura pas de stream vendredi. Parce que j'ai de la famille qui vient. C'est aussi pour ça que j'arrête mon jeûne aujourd'hui. Pour avoir le temps de remanger convenablement quand ils arrivent. Donc vendredi soir, il n'y aura pas de stream. Mais donc du coup, il y aura un stream demain, jeudi et samedi, dimanche. Et puis après, on verra pour les semaines d'après pour le planning. Mais en tout cas, bisous à vous. Passez une bonne soirée. Profitez bien. Mangez bien si vous n'avez pas encore mangé. Et puis, adios à tous. Ciao, ciao.
Hey son, don't need your warm anymore. My curtains will always be drawn,